Okay, so let's talk about the foundation here. The foundation is something that we know to be true, and it's kind of like it's like the foundation on which everything else rests. And first of all, we have here the Emperor, and we have as well the Page of Wands. The Emperor is somebody who is in a position of power, who is, it doesn't look like that in this deck, but this is somebody with a lot of people that a lot of people respect. Okay, so you have somebody like this in your environment coming into the month of December. And I usually think of it as like more of a masculine figure, but it can be, you know, male or female. This is somebody that is, I feel, in your work environment that you're really, really admiring, that you look up to. And there might be a little bit of flirtation, or there might be a little bit of like, a little bit of a chemistry between the two of you. And I know that you're smart enough to not mix business with pleasure. And this person is definitely smart enough not to cross the boundaries, not to cross the line. And, you know, with all these recent developments with these sexual assault allegations, I feel like that's what's really coloring this spread, because I do feel there is a little bit of a power differential here. You have somebody in your environment that you really like, and I feel like under normal circumstances, it could lead to more, but you know, but you're either working under them or they have control over your professional development. So there's a little bit, there's a lot of compatibility, and there's flirtation. But I feel like the flirtation is very, very professional. It's very minimum, okay? So there is this person here. It's a good self-esteem boost, because I feel like you trust this person. They're very righteous. They are a pillar of strength and stability in your life. And you know that, you know, they're not going to do anything inappropriate. And so you enjoy the kind of like the energy sparks between the two of you, but it's not so overwhelming that you can't concentrate while you're at work. It's just there in the background. It's nice. And I feel like there's going to be a lot of communication between you and this person. Be smart about this, okay? Because professionally, things are going to go well, but you need to carry yourself well, handle yourself well, and be professionally appropriate. Okay, so some of you are dealing with that, and which brings us to the present situation, because I feel like it's linked up. We have here the King of Swords as well as the Eight of Cups. So the King of Swords, this is, I feel, your energy is the first card out in this spread. And so it denotes that you're going to keep your wits about you. You're very smart, very strategic. You're not going to get involved with people that are, it's like setting that bar. You know, you're not going to get involved with people who don't know what they're doing. If you have somebody who's kind of like wishy-washy like this, here, the Eight of Cups, they're like, I'm going to do this today, and then they kind of backtrack on their words, and then they're like, no, I'll leave it for the next day. I feel like that's very aggravating for you, and so you're not going to entertain those types of people. And then at the same time, I feel like, you know, professionally, you know, if this is my supervisor and I have, you know, a crush on my supervisor, I'm going to be smart and not get involved. I'm going to detach myself. So this is somebody who's very smart. They care about the professional image. They care about as well the way that they carry themselves, the way that other people look up to them. So this is the month where you're coming into this space where you're very grounded, very practical about the things that you do. And I also feel as well, you're very much in control of your emotions. And, you know, that's been very rare in the past. But this is the month where you feel like, and I feel like you're definitely, you know, a lot more focused on self-improvement and not learning from the past and not making repeated mistakes from the past, okay? So I feel some of you who are single, your energy is like this, where it's going to take a little bit more to unsettle you. It's going to take a lot more from a romantic partner or a prospect to really knock you off your feet. So you're going to be very grounded and stable for this month. Some of you are dealing with this This is kind of like a relationship that you've invested a lot of time in, and you're just like, I'm not ready to move on from it because I've invested so much time. I want it to pan out the way that I envision, and I'm not ready to let go of the other person. And so we have a going back to the past type of a situation. I have here the King of Cups. This is a water sign, a Pisces, a Cancer, or a Scorpio. And this person is very, very loving. And the word I'm getting from this card is affectionate. They're very affectionate. They're very warm when you talk to them. You feel like they're kind of, you're the only person that they're looking at. You know, they have a way, a very good way of like, when you're talking to them, all eyes are on you. So you feel like you're the only person in their eyes. You feel like you're the only person in their world. And this is somebody that you can come to and kind of, you know, divulge your deepest, darkest secrets. And they don't judge you. You know, so it's someone who is very, very good. What's linked up here as well with this King of Cups, this water sign. So that's Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, or Rising, is the Three of Cups in the reverse. And the Three of Cups in the reverse is usually a situation where we're not exclusively dating each other, where the relationship might have been, you know, open for interpretation, or it might have been just an open relationship and there were other issues, other people getting in the way of the relationship itself. So I feel some of you are still with a water sign. Others of you are possibly, you know, moving back, taking trips. I'm also feeling as well, this is usually somebody with children. So there's like, you know, children, pets, something interfering in your relationship, possibly even family members as well. Okay. So that's also getting in the way. And I feel like it's a good person. They're faithful. They're devoted. So the Three of Cups is not indicating to me infidelity or cheating or stepping outside the relationship. It's just there's an element here about the two of you needing to put in a lot of effort to get the relationship moving. Okay. Crowning this reading is something that you are thinking about. And we have here the Devil in the reverse. This is breaking away from old habits, bad people, and toxic relationships. So this is really, really good. And I feel for some of you, if you are in a relationship where one person is doing all the work, this is the month where you're just like, I'm going to fix it. I'm going to tell them what I feel and see how much they care about me by, you know, their actions. Are they going to do anything to fix the imbalances in the relationship? Otherwise, I'm going to walk. So I feel some of you are kind of putting your foot down. And I also feel as well, you know, you and your partner might be involved in, you know, getting rid of bad habits, quitting unhealthy habits like drinking, overeating, oversleeping sometimes, binging, getting yourself into better shape. And once again, smoking with this card. So I do feel there is a concerted effort between two people to try to, you know, make yourselves better so that you can be better for the other person. And this is not just, you know, I feel like it's going to stick mainly because you're doing it for yourself. You're doing it for yourself because you care about these things. So I definitely feel some major turning points here when it comes to self-improvement overall, you know, making yourself better because you want to be you want to be good to yourself. And for those of you who are single, I feel like you have come out of a relationship recently. There might have been separation and divorce. It might still be pending, but you're physically out of the relationship and you're no longer living in the same area with that person. And as a result, for those of you who are single in particular, we have here the Wheel of Fortune. This is one of the best cards. This is things kind of turning around, like not for the worse. This is like things turning for the better. Excuse me. And this usually indicates to me, like, you know, you can see it's juggling options, having multiple options, having multiple people, having multiple suitors. A lot of people will be in the picture for you. And you get to pick and choose about who you want to be with. So I have here a very strong fire sign. fire sign, and in particular Aries. I have as well an air sign, Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra, and in particular a Libra person. And I have a water sign from the past. So I feel like things are going to be culminating, and people are going to, even some exes as well, they might reach out and they might, you know, want to see how you're doing. They might want to check on you. They might want to see if you're single. So all the people are in the upright position. So I do feel what this means is, in the process of doing a lot of self-improvement, I honestly feel for some of you, Aquarius, you might have been like, I thought the relationship, you know, was, a lot of the times it's easy to assign fault to a specific person. But I feel like the process of self-improvement that you're doing on yourself, it's really giving you a lot of clarity about the relationship partners you've had in the past, who was good for you, who was not. And I feel like you're learning to forgive, and you're learning to look at things realistically. Somebody that you thought was really bad for you, I feel like you're looking at things objectively and you're just like, wow, that person was a really good person. They had a good heart. They really cared about me. And then other people that you really admired, you know, you realize that they might have been good from afar, but when it comes to following through, they might have been a little bit flaky. So I feel like that's what's happening here. You're looking at things through a more of an adult lens, and you're figuring out what went wrong, what really worked and what didn't. And you're taking these knowledge, these lessons to bring into the future with you. And so what I have as well is the Nine of Swords. And the Nine of Swords is like overcoming fears, overcoming, you know, emotional heartaches, breaking yourself free from these negative self-talk, and also from relationships that created a lot of strife in your life. Okay, so things are really clearing up. And I also feel as well, you have options coming in for those who are single, and you fear this, you know, finding somebody where there is a very strong sexual connection, but the emotional connection is not there. And with the Lovers in the reverse position, I feel like some of you are with somebody who's very compatible with you, but I feel like the emotional connection needs a little bit of work. You know, this is somebody who can be a little bit cold. They're a little bit more like action oriented. They're not very emotional and receptive. And if you're dealing with somebody like that, or if you're dealing with another air sign here, Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra, you like the person, you're attracted to them, but it feels like emotionally things need to be worked out a little bit more. Okay, so still very good. You have options available. Just make sure you're not juggling options. Juggling, you know, your options. Be honest with the people that you're dealing with, though. Okay, make sure that, you know, you don't. I feel like you're going to be very straightforward and honest with them, because this is what came out. So I hope that you operate on the right side of this. Okay.